Today, we're diving into a genuinely fascinating framework by Dr. James Artley that completely caught my eye. And honestly, it's a total restructuring of how we interpret failure, resistance, and the word no. It's a real game changer, so let's figure out exactly how this works together. Okay, let's dive into this. For most of us, hearing the word no feels incredibly final, doesn't it? It carries this massive emotional weight. It feels like a slammed door, a huge wave of disappointment, and basically a giant flashing signal to just pack it up and stop trying. But we really need to rethink that finality today. What if no wasn't actually an ending at all? As Dr. Mujtaba points out in this quote, there are moments in life when a single idea reframes everything you thought you understood about progress, failure, and success. I love that. It perfectly validates how much we struggle with setbacks while showing how just a simple, tiny shift in perspective can fundamentally alter the entire trajectory of your life. In this message, it's specifically for those of you out there feeling a real sense of uncertainty right now. It's for the professionals who feel completely stuck in their current roles, the students intensely questioning their path, and the dreamers who are hesitating right at the starting line. Basically, this isn't for people who already have the whole shebang figured out. It's for anyone standing right at the edge of the unknown, wondering what to do next. Because you've probably asked yourself these exact questions. Maybe we're staring at a blank email to a new client or reading another rejected job application. Where do I even begin? What if I'm not ready? What if I fail? Well, here is the incredible truth. Capable, driven people are almost never held back by a lack of ability. Actually, scratch that. It's never about skill. You are held back by how you interpret these exact moments of doubt. It's your interpretation of the resistance that's stalling your dreams, not your actual talent. Let's move into section 1, the great reframe. Redefining rejection. So the crucial point is how we define this concept of next opportunity. It is a transformational mindset. It means taking the word no, the harsh rejection, the painful setback, and recognizing that it's actually pointing you forward instead of pushing you backward. It literally flips no into next opportunity. And listen, this isn't just motivational fluff or a cute catchphrase. This is a formal, practical, psychological tool that completely reshapes how you operate. Take a look at this comparison on the screen, because it's a beautiful illustration of how this works. Imagine two different people facing the exact same rejection. The circumstances are literally identical, but one person sees it as a complete failure and comes to a screeching halt. The other person, they see it as direction. They gather the data, they adapt, and they keep moving. The event didn't dictate the outcome at all. The interpretation did. It's the exact same dynamic when hearing the word no. One mindset hears a definitive, not for you, give up. The other mindset hears not yet, try again differently. The truly amazing realization here is that the difference between these two realities isn't luck, and it isn't circumstance. It is a completely practical, totally repeatable mindset that you can adopt right now today. Moving right along to section 2, the mechanics of momentum, let's look at the 3 forces of progress. If you look at the breakdown in this table, we have a triad of 3 distinct forces. Motivation is simply the spark. It just gets you off the couch. Next is that critical mindset we just talked about that actually sustains your movement when things inevitably get tough. And opportunity, that's what opens up when your heightened awareness finally meets your preparation. Individually, yeah, they're helpful, but aligned together, they have the power to transform not just your outcomes, but your very identity. Which brings us nicely to section 3, system versus spark. Building a progress system. Okay, this is a huge, absolutely crucial realization. Motivation alone is not enough. So many self-help books try to give you this temporary spark, but what happens when real life hits you in the face? Feelings fluctuate. Your energy drops. If your progress depends solely on how highly motivated you feel when you wake up on a Tuesday morning, your progress is going to be incredibly inconsistent. We don't need just a temporary spark. We need a reliable system. Let's move to and see how this builds into that exact system. This is the continuous next cycle. Instead of being completely paralyzed by the massive, overwhelming journey ahead, or, trying to figure out exactly where you'll be in the year 2030, you simply ask yourself these 3 iterative questions. What is the next step? What is the next decision? What is the next opportunity sitting right in front of me? It just completely removes the crushing pressure of needing to have your whole life figured out perfectly. And why is that simple cycle so incredibly powerful? Because forward motion, even in the smallest, most microscopic increments you can imagine, creates momentum. When you replace all that overwhelm with immediate clarity and just take the very next step, you build this undeniable momentum. And let me tell you, when you have a burning desire to achieve your goals, that momentum changes absolutely everything. Let's jump to section 4, reforging resilience. Uncovering those hidden opportunities. We really need to shatter an illusion right now. The big myth out there is that opportunity is just random, unexpected luck that only favors a chosen few. But the reality? Opportunity is deeply, intrinsically connected to your own awareness and your own preparation. It's wild to think about, but opportunities are usually hiding inside the exact challenges, problems, and super uncomfortable situations we spend our whole lives trying to avoid. When you shift your perspective, you suddenly see all these open doors that were always there, just invisible to you before. And dealing with those uncomfortable situations requires resilience. But as the quote says, resilience is not built in moments of ease. It is forged in moments of challenge. Setbacks are absolutely not interruptions to your growth. They are the exact mechanism of your growth. When you fail, it's just raw feedback pushing you to improve. It's literally just preparation for whatever is coming next. And that leads us to our final part, Section 5, the final choice, authoring your future. I have to warn you though, simply understanding this concept intellectually isn't quite enough. Awareness sitting there all on its own changes absolutely nothing. It is awareness combined with intentional action that actually creates the spark and changes everything. You have to take this framework and put it into practice in your actual day-to-day life. Because right now, you are facing a threshold. Are you going to stay where you are or take a step forward? Will you use a recent setback as a stopping point or as a new starting point? Are you going to let fear define your limits or allow curiosity to totally expand them? This framework equips you with the tools, but at the end of the day, the choice is entirely yours. And honestly, the best part of all this? Listen to me closely here. You do not need perfect conditions to begin. You don't need absolute certainty. You definitely don't need everyone's approval. All you need is the willingness to just take the next step. That's it. Just one next step. And this brilliantly illustrates our ultimate takeaway. Your history doesn't trap you. Every past no you've ever faced does not dictate your worth or your future. Instead, you're empowered by exactly where you choose to go next. You hold the pen. You have the power to interpret your own history and use it as high-octane fuel for your trajectory. Because you are not just waiting around for your future. You are actively creating it. Every single decision you make today, every mindset you choose to adopt, and every opportunity you either recognize or ignore is shaping the direction of your life right now. You own this entire journey. So, I want to leave you with one final, provocative thought to carry with you after this explainer ends. The next time you step out there, and the next time life inevitably looks you right in the eye and tells you no, what will you hear? Will it be a rejection, or will it be your next opportunity?